Here we go.
Dear Angelina Jordan fans, I am terrified of you.
You had to say that, Sam?
And saying anything about
Look at the laughing. That is what I don't like. You can respectfully disagree. You can respectfully analyze, even criticize. What the F is up with the laughing, kids? And any reactor should be able to react to their own music. I can't wait to hear you guys sing, to hear your guys' music, how good it is, or bad.
this voice makes me very scared of what.
Ooh, very scared. You know what? You got 675,000 subscribers. Congratulations, but you're still an asshole.
You're gonna think of me. Hi, my name is Sam Johnson.
I'm Vanessa Vega.
And I'm Mark Reynolds.
And
we're
voice
teachers.
Today, we will be reacting to and analyzing Angelina Jordan performing I Have Nothing.
Share my life, take me for what I am, and 'cause I'll never change all my colors for you.
I'm gonna go put my dentures in, make jokes about it. What is with the laughing, Marcos? It's disrespectful laughing. Seriously, how does that add to your reaction when you laugh like that?
I mean, to start off a video like that, I mean, is very, very unprofessional. You know, because it like you said, it's just gonna piss off a lot of Angelina fans. You know, I mean, but that's a very unprofessional start to a video. You know,
And there are disrespectful Angelina fans, but that doesn't represent the whole fan base. There were two of them out of thousands that went after my guest, Alex Rivers. And I told them off. And then one of them went to every single one of my videos. You suck at baseball. You suck at wrestling. Just attacking me personally. He went to Alex. You got that kind of time? Those do not represent the whole fan base. And just because, so you did a video, you probably had a great response, a lot of views, and so you're going to do it again. But then because you got a lot of criticism in the last one, you're going to make this kind of the gimmick of the video, like Angelina fans, you're scared of them. Well, you know what? I'm scared to listen to your music because you better have it on your page. You better be really good at music. And maybe some voice coaches are not good at music, but they still know how to teach. Is that true? Because some bad baseball players, some pitchers end up being pitching coaches, even though they were bad in their career. Well, at least they got to the majors. Can someone that doesn't know how to sing teach singing, Marcos?
well, it's, you know, I mean, you have to ask that question to Simon Cowell because he doesn't know how to sing, but yet he knows how to
Well, he
decipher
doesn't.
singing.
True, but they are claimed to be voice coaches.
Yeah, and perhaps they are. You know, I don't know.
Perhaps.
I don't know what voice coaching, you know, entails. You know, and maybe they've received some kind of instruction for that. I don't know. Okay, but some people, you know, say they're voice coaches, and they may not have any training for that at all. You know, and how do we know that they're voice coaches anyway? You know, they say they are. Well,
Yeah.
we don't really know that. We don't really know that. You know what I'm saying? You know, they just may be singers who know about voice and how to teach voice. You know,
What is
But
so
as-
funny? What is so funny?
no. See, from what I'm getting so far from these three, is that they've already seen this video, okay?
Yeah.
And they've already made their conclusion regarding it. This is why they came out saying what they said, okay? So it's not going to be a video in her favor, you know?
No.
But we'll see what happens. I mean, because I don't know what they're going to say. We'll see what they're going to say. They may say some positive things. Maybe they may, you know, maybe they'll mix it in.
Exactly, mix it in. I did a video, Are Angelina fans too harsh? And you know what? They were actually pretty respectful to me and Steven when Steven was definitely not respectful to Angelina. When Steven first, and remember that first video where he was not nice and we got all those people mad, and then they finally started watching me and saw that I was fair with you know, I didn't like Lulu Sunday, and I expressed that, but they were okay with that. There's going to be 1 or 2, 3, I mean, 2 or 3 out of 10,000 people that watch. At least 1% of every fan base is crazy if you're going to criticize. But when I criticize, I try to say, you know, what could she be doing better? Instead of saying she's breathy, say, what you want to do is, let's see if they do that.
So this is, I think, the first time you both heard her,
I think so.
right?
Yeah, right. We believe that.
Or new initial
Sure.
thoughts. What do you think?
The beginning to me,
Oh, why'd they cut? Why'd they cut?
Just wait and see if they come back. That's all. Just wait.
did like air.
Stop fucking laughing.
And it seemed like she eased into it and I started to hear more of her voice. I would have liked to hear that more from the beginning. I think it would have been a better sound, but I mean, it's also not the sound she's going for.
You're just seeing her for the first time. So how do you know what sound she's going for?
Exactly. It's very 2022. I know some people were using the term cursive singing. That's like very
Stop laughing. What is cursive singing?
But Brett, if you know Brett, just listen to what they have to
derived from
say.
like early indie stuff in the early 2010s, and it makes a lot of sense for music right now. It is not the way that I usually teach people to sing from my aesthetic standpoint.
Then say what you're going to teach. How do you get better at what you're saying? Don't just criticize.
However, I've noticed a lot more young people coming in and defaulting to some of these sounds. And I don't have a problem with them. I just want to prove that like we can do other things too.
Cut again. Good reactors don't cut. Would you say something too mean or too nice?
Because like the vowels, they sound good, but there's this part of me that's like, that doesn't sound like what she'd sound like speaking. I want to know what she would sound like speaking when she's singing. Again, not saying that what she's doing is bad, because it's not. It's like, it's actually a very difficult way to sing sometimes, and
And a very difficult song.
she's doing it well, but
Yeah, I usually tell students,
Thank you.
if you find out the best way for you to sing in your own voice, you can always add stylistic things on top of it.
and to be fair, she's probably gone through a lot of that work and knows what her like more the other voice. I don't know. This is her voice. It's not.
So that's the thing. In watching quite a bit of her stuff, it is fascinating.
I thought that your first time seeing her, watching quite a bit of her stuff. You just kind of trapped over your own words there. And I'm watching too much Judge Judy because I know liars.
The more I listen, the more I'm intrigued by what she's doing in a good way.
Thank you.
So, like, for example, if you listen to Whitney Houston, she starts really breathy too.
Yeah.
Like she starts, and that's a very pop idiom thing of, creating more contrast.
It's breathy, but there's a lot more clarity in the vowel choices.
And I think one of the things that you're saying is when we're teaching people, we want to make sure that they are doing it by a choice, not because that's their default. Does that make sense?
Yeah, exactly. If people were singing and they said, "I want to have, more of that sort of core ringiness to my voice," and they started singing like she started, I would say, "Oh, okay. So that's the way that they are used to singing, and that's just sort of their default, and we want to get them to be more versatile."
Yeah. I mean, as a voice teacher, if someone came in like that and had very specific goals, start with that. Like, who cares what my goals are for you? Start with, can we get you going toward what you want to sound like?
Yeah.
But at the same time, on another level, I'm going to try to trick you into making as many different sounds as you can, just so that it does become a choice.
Yeah.
That's right. And if you were learning this, the goal would be try it clean, try it breathy, listen
Yeah.
back, see which one communicates what you intend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because we can do both healthily.
Yeah.
My love, I'll never ask for.
She looks beautiful. I love the dress. What's that thing on her arm? Very beautiful. Oh, it's like a dress that goes down into gloves. Never seen that. And I'm 100% honest on everything I say. I'm not allowed to tell a lie on this channel, and I haven't yet. Yet, but I think it's perfect so far. The music. Sorry, did you want to add anything? Just keep going.
I mean, I'm not quite sure what they mean by cursive singing, but it seems like, it's a style of singing, I think, where they stretch out the notes and,
Okay.
or they're, like how she did in the beginning of the song. And it's a style, it's like a style, cursive singing is a style that a lot of singers seem to copy, okay? Because they hear singers singing in this style, and that's a style that they want to adapt for themselves. This is what they're talking about here. But they're saying that, try to develop your own style. It's good to start off by maybe adapting somebody else's style. That's okay. But at some point, you're going to have to adapt your own style of singing. Okay, this is what I think what they're trying to say. And this is, being vocal coaches or teachers, this is what they emphasize to their students.
Yep.
It's to try to develop your own style, because they're thinking that she's sounding too much like Whitney Houston, having that breathy style, having that breathy voice.
Yeah.
And in a way, I agree with them, in that respect, because she does sound a little breathy, but I think breathiness is her style. Because if you listen to a lot of Angelina's songs, they are kind of breathy. So
There's a way to say that
I-
without the laughing, though, Marcos.
yeah, but Brett, if you're gonna get caught up in the laughing, you have to understand what they're saying as well.
I understand
just-
what they're saying.
But when you're doing, but Brett, when people do reactions with other people, they're gonna joke around and they're gonna laugh and do things, So this is what they're doing here. If it was one of them just by himself doing it, they wouldn't be doing that. But being that they're among other people, other vocal coaches, they're gonna mix in a little laughter. So don't get caught up with that. Don't be offended by that.
All three of them
But-
started laughing. Why? Just right. They weren't joking around. There was no punchline. It was her singing. They paused it. They all started laughing. You cannot defend
Yeah,
that.
I mean, but I
defend
agree
that.
with you. The start of this whole thing is sucked. The whole
Okay.
start of this whole thing.
Okay.
It really sucked because it's very unprofessional what they did.
That's all
You don't
that's
start off
saying.
you don't start off a video like that, okay?
Yep.
But then again, they're among each other, and they're maybe this is what they do as a group outside of this video.
We're gonna check it. We're gonna
They
check out other videos to see.
they hang out. They probably do this stuff outside of this video. They hang out, they laugh, and they talk about things. But so it's just that kind of environment. That's the way I'm looking at it. And it's not right what they did, because you have Angelina Jordan's people who love her listening also. So of course they're going to be offended by that.
I
But
am.
but me, for myself, I'm looking past that, you know, and I'm trying to understand what they're saying regarding her singing.
Yeah,
That's what's more interesting to me is what they're saying about her singing.
okay.
And maybe
Fair.
we can learn something from that. Okay.
Hey, maybe we
Putting
can.
putting the laughter aside, you know, I
Yeah.
mean it's a poor start, you know. I don't like it, you don't like it,
Okay.
you know, but we'll see what they have to say regarding her singing
Yep.
or her singing style.
Sing style.
all that you are and everything that you do. I don't really need to love.
I think this is where she really starts to shine in the song. Right here.
Very much further.
Okay, so one of the things that I'm hearing as an affected sound is it's a pretty lowered larynx compared to what you would hear for speech.
That's a word that a voice coach would use.
That's, again, singing any song by like Whitney Houston is setting yourself up for comparison, and I just recommend not doing it in general.
Fuck you. Sorry.
Like,
I think Angelina's doing a great job at it, and these people seem to be enjoying it. And I can't wait to hear your guys' music. This one and their little laughter. I'm pissed off, man.
I'm never gonna tell someone to sing like a Whitney in public as like, this is my song, unless you sound awesome at it. Same thing with
She doesn't sound awesome at it. Really, man?
like Beyonce, but it's a very,
Another cut. What are you saying? That you want to cut and do say something else? Learn to talk on your own without cutting.
gutsy move to sing a song like this in front of a bunch of people, and at some level you do have to change it significantly so that it doesn't sound like you're trying to be them. And at that point, like, I respect it, but it does
You know,
definitely
and you know, I agree with him on that part. I agree with him on that part. You know, because you don't want to, you don't want to start out sounding like her. You know, try to mix it up a little bit. Try to sound like yourself. Just,
I think she's totally sounding like herself.
yeah.
And I can criticize. I have criticized before.
Yeah.
Not now.
Because I mean, I don't know.
Alex is joining.
it's
Alex is
just
joining right now, by the way. Keep going.
You know, it's just that we're so used to listening to her singing how she sings that we don't really know whether she's trying to sound like the person she's singing. You understand?
Yeah.
So, but what they're saying is true. But it's only the begin. But they're being a little nitpicky because it's only the beginning of the song. Okay.
Oh, it's a
Okay.
30-minute song. They're gonna make a lot of money
You
off
know,
this.
So okay, all right. In the
McGann.
beginning of the song, she sounds a little like her. Okay, so what? You know, how about listening to the whole thing? You know, we have to listen to the whole thing.
Well,
You know, it's like, painting a house. You know, there's a room, it's unpainted, and it's maybe just one wall is done, and already we're criticizing the color. You know, you know.
yeah. Well, let's do it.
And
But you gotta-
it's all.
But you got to see the whole finished work. You know.
Is it something that is pretty controversial in the voice teacher community of
Mhm.
so, when we're talking opera, most will say you got to have a lowered larynx to get the operatic sound. Others, when we get to pop music theater, they'll say that's a choice. It's not necessarily, it's a style thing, not a technique thing. You can be healthy high or low. You have a wide range of discussions here. When I'm listening to her, my question usually is it sustainable? And I think it is.
I think it is.
And
I like this guy. He's been respectful, I think.
and two, is it communicating and giving me the vibe and the mood that I think the song's calling for?
Yes.
And I think for me, I dig it. I think it's a really unique sound that's keeping me interested. There's a lot of contrast in it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, to me, the only thing that I struggle with is when people really chew the words and the vowels, so then I can't really understand it. And I think a mixture, unfortunately, of that sort of chewing and doing a lot of vowels in one, and unfortunately, the hair person that did not prepare her for an outdoor event. It's kind of like too many distractions where I think that the point of the song or what she's trying to convey isn't coming across
Screw you.
enough for me in the performance. I think she's doing a good job singing it, but I wonder kind of what happens and what she does with the overall performance going on.
Well, that's been interesting watching her. You know, one of the things
That's a
that
good
brought my
point. I agree
attention,
with
like
that.
yours, she keeps messing with her
I
hair.
agree
You
with
know,
that.
and
You know,
again,
but
not her.
Yep.
I mean, that's a good point she brought up, you know, but at the same time, she's making it sound like she doesn't understand what she's singing. We all know this song, you know what I mean? You know, we all know this song. And she's enunciating her words fine to me. So she's getting on her enunciation of the words, you know.
Hey, can you hear us?
Hi.
It is America's Got Talent star Alex Rivers.
Sorry I was late. I was charging my phone because I didn't want it to die midway.
You're all good, man. I'm in a
how it
great
is with
mood.
these.
This is Marcos. He started as a fan of my channel, and now he's one of my best friends.
Hi.
Yeah, hey, how you doing? How you doing?
Good, how are you?
So we're gonna
Yeah.
finish a little bit of this video with you. This is a reactor that made some Angelina fans mad. Something that you have done in the past.
Yeah, and I love doing it because it's so easy.
Oh no! So I was saying that two of them went after you. That doesn't represent the whole fan base, you know, because
Yeah.
they were very fair to me when Steven really, I'm gonna say, crapped on her, and I sat back and laughed instead of saying something. But I also didn't like her early performances when she was young. And finally they realized that I'm just being honest. I'm just giving my opinion, and I was accepted as an angel.
Right.
So we're just checking out. I said screw you to her and F you to this guy. This
Oh my
guy's being
gosh.
fair. I'm very protective of Angelina. But we're just gonna watch a little bit more of this, and then we're gonna get to the videos, baby. But and Marcos agrees with a lot of the stuff that they say, so he's gonna be
Okay, yeah, I agree with the last point that she made, not the
about the
first.
hair. The hair
No,
one
no,
is
no, no, no,
insane.
no, no,
Okay.
no, not the, no, that was, she mentioned all that earlier.
No,
The
just
last thing
out.
that she-
They said that
Huh?
her hair is distracting her for an outside performance.
Yeah, well, they're looking at her, you know, they're saying that she wasn't well prepared and all this. I don't, you know, that's just all nonsense, you know. But because I think she looks gorgeous the way she is,
Oh my
and even her
gosh.
hair, you know, her hair and everything, you know. So
It's in her eyes. She needs to get
Yeah.
rid of it. But
They
she seems a little
keep cutting. Professionals don't have to cut.
more distracted than when I've seen past things where she really
You said that you're seeing her for the first time. Don't you remember that?
commits. It just seems like it's like
Yeah. I mean, I literally, I've had performances where something has been going wrong, and I've literally like found a moment to like take my hair down or like do something else with it, just like in character. And I think it'd be fun to see if she would do something like that. But I encourage everybody, you know, I tell people no one knows where your breaths are. So you can, as long as you're not breathing in the middle of work.
Does she have a dog with her? Is that a little dog? Or am I crazy? You guys see a little dog?
And phrases, you can
That's her shoulder.
probably get away with that. And you can also get away with doing pretty much a lot of things if you're fitting it into the character.
I don't wanna hurt anymore. Stay in my arms if you're there, or must I imagine you there?
Okay, I could hear a little pitchiness in that note. That's okay though. Alex, your expert opinion. She looks beautiful.
Well, I've only seen like 2 seconds of it, so
Okay,
I'd rather
you're
see a
right.
little bit more.
Yeah.
Is my camera showing right?
It is.
Okay, I just want to make sure because I don't want to look like crap.
And they said, no, you look great, man. They said that they recommend no one does Whitney Houston ever. I don't agree with that.
Mm.
Don't walk away from me, no. I have nothing if I don't have you.
Is this the original key?
I don't know. We should.
That's another thing. I would not be surprised if it was, but I also wouldn't be surprised if it was slightly lowered. The lowered larynx thing, I don't have a problem with the lowered larynx.
Stop.
I think that a lot of times people run into technical problems when that lowered larynx happens from retracting the tongue, and I see some of that happening. However, when she went up to some of the highest notes, like she changed her approach slightly. So where like I was not sure that she would make it based on the note right before. And to me, that shows just a lot of familiarity with your voice. It's like, I can get away with this sound right up to this point, and then I have to kind of change the tonal quality a bit.
What I will say is, though, I noticed there and in this last part of going from sort of the very lowered larynx up to the high spot, that transitional area was a little bit shaky. And this is kind of the trouble with doing the extremes of super high larynx, super low, sort of almost to the point of like a depressed larynx, is if you have a spot that you're going to need to get to that's higher, if it's way down here, what you need to be like getting into the space for your higher notes sometimes is harder if you're really pressing into lower things and then you're transitioning up to higher things. In my experience, I find that when I know those phrases are coming up, if I'm setting the lower notes right before that for the higher things, I find that the transition is much more stable. And I think it would have created a nicer transition just in those areas. I mean, and it doesn't mean you can't still get that sound. It just, I think, would make it easier.
It doesn't sound like they're preparing for it. And
Yeah.
I think that, especially as someone who's trained as a classical soprano, like, there's a lot of concern with that, because if you over darken and over press lower notes, there's just no chance of you getting to the really high stuff.
Yeah.
And this is mid-range comparatively, but it
Yeah.
still sounds like it's more like approaching like a tenor would.
So all I'm saying is criticism is fine, but they're not saying what she needs to do or what she needs to work on, or are they?
No, they are. They are. They no, they are explaining what she needs to, what needs to be done. Because I agree with the girl, because I noticed that also. You know, that the transitioning that she did when she went when I have you, you know, the way she ended it, it was kind of weak, and I noticed that also. You know, it almost seems like she ran out of breath there. You know, like she didn't really, like she didn't really prepare herself for it.
Cut. Let the star talk. He's the star for tonight. Alex, your thoughts?
Well, the first thing that I noticed was I didn't realize that was Angelina Jordan in a good way, because this has to be a really recent video or something recent. I don't know when it was, because I can barely read the text, but I remember seeing the Angelina Jordan videos you showed me a couple weeks ago. And I just, out of all the singers, I was just like, I don't know. Something's not really there for me. It's not really having much depth. It's like always on the top. It's always air. It's always surface. It's always above the water. And all of these other singers, you were just throwing me powerhouse after powerhouse. And I just gravitate more with that. A lot of soul, a lot of energy, a lot of just passion. And she was always very pretty singing. And this, I saw the hair and it didn't really look like her. And I was like, this woman's really good. Like, I just didn't come across as Angelina Jordan. And then when she turned around, or I saw her face, I was like, oh my gosh. And that's all I have to say really right now is like,
She's a woman now.
She got a lot better at the singing. And she, I mean, I'm surprised. She has a lot more depth in her voice in this performance.
Well, it's fun. We got 6 people on this thing.
rather than like a soprano would. It's pulley vowels that
It's not for, they don't know how to talk if they keep, cutting. That means they said something, that they didn't, that was too mean or too nice. I'm gonna go and check out the other, reactions, because I want to just make sure they're fair to, everyone, because you can either get a popular video if you crap all over someone's favorite artist, or if you kiss their butt. And I try to be in the middle. I am an Angelina stan. Let's get that out of the way. I am an Angelina, but they know, the Angelina fans, I did not like her early work when she was 8, 9, and 10, and 7. That's too young for her to be singing about. She didn't know what she was singing about. And I'm not saying she shouldn't have been singing. It's just not for me. And at first they came after me, but then they realized I was fair. I look stoned and I don't even smoke weed. Let's hear a little bit more.
she is skilled enough with that she can do it in a very like skillful way, but it's
Nice talking.
not what I like to teach.
Sorry.
I generally find, even in the
I generally dislike you.
mid range,
Oh my
really
God.
the area, the time when I start to set up for high notes is really lower, like around a B flat 4.
I will say they are all three vocal coaches as you're listening to them, but I do want to hear them sing, and see how good they are, to criticize my angel Angelina. Oh my gosh. Look at this guy. This guy's giving us the look like he wants to kill me right now. Look at him. He wants to kill me. This guy thinks about murder. All right, so we'll watch a little bit more and then we're gonna get to our reactions, but I'm gonna skip all this. Geez, they talk a lot. Okay, here we, oh geez. They pause more than me.
Are you
Look at her.
reviewing a review?
I am. Somebody put me on the case. They know that I do videos like a journalist when I'm not a journalist. And I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to, actual technical voice stuff. I just know emotion, and I know a star when I see one. And yes, she needs to appeal to a younger audience. Right now her audience is very older. And she does need to find a way to bring in is it Gen X?
I think it's Gen Z that you're talking about.
Gen Z, some Gen Z, some millennials. And how does she do that, Alex?
I don't know. I think she's really young herself, so I don't see that she'd have a problem with
Sure.
it. But I actually like
Sure.
that. I actually like that she's singing some like, I don't know if you said that it was Whitney Houston or whatever it was, but I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure her performances have been kind of along the vibes of like Amy Winehouse kind of vibe, and
Yep.
I kind of like it because I'm not sure that you have that same kind of soul in music these days, and I think that's kind of the easy route now, is to just do like a little pop hit. So I like the riskiness and
Wow.
staying true to herself, and maybe she just likes that oldie, like maybe she just resonates with it. You don't see that very often. There's a ton of pop singers now that just sing the same verse chorus that is very simple pop tunes. I mean, I guess she could do that, but doesn't really entertain me much. She could sing like a Billie Eilish song and I'd be like, okay.
Well, you got to hear Denelia do Billie Eilish. I know Denelia and Morissette ended up being his favorites. But it seemed like you're connected to Angelina a little more this time. You gave her a lot of compliments.
And it's not I think her song choice is what I really like. I kind of like the music she sings.
Yeah.
And when you showed me the other one where we last did a reaction, I think she was fairly like younger, and her
11.
voice wasn't really developed, but I would judge her the same exact way, because I mean, if you're shooting for that stardom, you have to be judged like a star at the highest standards.
True.
Tone's gonna change.
Don't make me collapse.
That time it didn't as much.
I don't wanna.
But that's that transition that happens over and over again in this. You could even hear the remember, which is the hardest part, I would
Oh.
say, arguably, of
I
this
wanna hear it sing.
entire song. And yeah, it's just really hard to have that strong,
Oh, it looks like you messed up your sentence, girl. I'm sorry.
like out there.
Sorry, I'm still in AGT mode. The mean judges. But we were nice. We were nice to you, and I didn't even know you were gonna end up being my friend. But we crapped on a lot of acts tonight. There was like 7 acts that you were better than and should have been in there. But that's a conversation for another day.
Even if you were mean to me, if it was constructive, I would have appreciated. We'd still be friends.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, do I sometimes come off as a jerk? Yeah, but sometimes there's crap that I feel like they put through just so that they can crap on something, because Simon crapping on acts sells. People love that. So I feel like they put stuff through so that Simon can crap on it.
Yeah, I guess you're right. This kind of puts it into perspective, maybe, because I wasn't very hurt, but I was just like always wondering what I could have done better and what I could have fixed, or maybe it was my jokes were too corny, or like I always overthink it. But I guess I couldn't have really changed anything, and maybe it's just some stuff out of my control,
Yeah.
So
You did perfect, man. Do you remember his performance, Marcos? If you don't, you can be honest.
No, did I hear his performance? You said what you said?
Do you remember his performance, Alex's?
Yes, I remember it. Yeah. Uh-huh.
oh, I was not expecting that answer. I was like, fuck.
Is that all? Is that the end of the sentence?
No, I remember his performance. Because you had to come back, right? They asked you to come back a second time,
Yeah.
right? And what was wrong? What was wrong with the first time? Refresh my
So,
memory.
the only thing that was wrong was that Simon didn't like the song.
Okay. And he asked you to come back and sing something else. Was this something that was recommended to you, or something that you chose it yourself?
So the second song, I had to come to an agreement with the show to play, because it had to be both something that could be cleared, and it had to be something that I am familiar with doing already, and it had to be something that, of course, Simon would like. So we did go back and forth, and then we settled on that one that I did the second time.
Which was the second one? Which
It was
were
called
both?
the first one was called Break My Heart by Dua Lipa, and then the second one was called New Rules by Dua Lipa.
Okay, so New Rules.
Would you say cleared? The song has
Now,
to be cleared
what I
by the
remember,
artist?
I wasn't, finished, but what I remember is when you came out the second time, I felt, if I can remember, the performance, I felt that you were better the second time around, than the first time around. And you showed more character, I think, in your performance, and you showed more determination also, in that second time around. And I think that's what a lot of people appreciated, they saw that determination, they saw that the confidence, you have more confidence for sure. Okay. And that's what I remember, from that performance. And I thought you did great, you danced around, you danced around a little bit. I think you had some adrenaline there.
Yeah.
Yes,
You know what? This is a fun fact. First of all,
like some adrenaline kicked in there.
Yeah, first of all, Brett, when I say the song needed to clear, they have to get the copyright, they have to get the licensing for the song so they could use on the show, which I think costs money. And then second of all, yes, I did feel like the second time I was less nervous and I just knew what to expect walking on the stage, so it was more comfortable. And third is this fun fact, that little knee slide that I did. I actually did that little slide in 2020 or 29, I think it was 2019 when I first ever auditioned for AGT. It was in person. The producer audition is what you do before you even go to the judges on the show. So this year they did it on Zoom, which is why I tried a second time to get on the show. The first time it didn't work because it was a whole wreck. But my point was that I did the knee slide the first time and my knees were bleeding and I couldn't feel it because of the adrenaline. But it was at the Rio in the Las Vegas casino called the Rio. And I waited like 12 hours to finally get in front of some producers to show like what I was going to bring to the show. And there was like 20 people in there and suddenly my violin stopped working and I had to use my backup and I was really shaken up and I was everything went wrong that day. And I was the first one called in my group. And by the end of my audition, I did the knee slide and my knees were bleeding because I was wearing shorts. And they said, okay, we'll call you if you made it on or something. I was like, that is my no, that's my ex. So I never went on for the next 4 years. And when I realized this year they were doing it on Zoom, I was like, I don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to wait around. I just go to my scheduled appointment, go on there, and sure enough, it was really quick. And they actually liked me this time because I showed more personality, I think, because the first time I didn't really say anything. They just like were like, Alex, it's your turn, do your thing, and then get out. Now I was like, I'm gonna make sure like I show them like, hi, I'm Alex, you know, I'm from Las Vegas, I'm a street performer, I play on the street and like I like to dance around. This is my light up violin and I'm gonna play you this pop song with my little dance moves. And I played them an original song that I wrote and I made sure to like just show them more sides of me to stand out.
Now
And
that's
I guess
interesting.
I got on the show, so
That's interesting that you did the original, but I want to say something. You made us feel like we were already friends with you. With what when you were talking with Simon, talking with everyone, your positive attitude was infectious. I want to hear what these two assholes had to say. Excuse my language. Look at keep in mind, we've been crapping on acts all year. And we didn't know we were gonna be friends, so let's see. Oh my God, you guys are missing some crazy stuff here. But we'll bring the crazy into you. I sound drunk. All right, so he's a violinist. I wanna first of all just say, he is himself 100% of the effing time. And I love that. There's no holding back who he is. He's proud of who he is. And you could all look at him and learn a thing or two. No, that's awesome. I'm done ranting at the computer.
I think Simon did him a great favor by making him come back with a different track. He picked something more popular. And I think that lends itself towards the sound. When you can recognize the song, it helps this kind of act a great deal. Even though you didn't recognize it at first, you sort of loosely kind of like, okay, it's familiar. I just didn't know what it was. I, of course, knew what it was because I have too much time on my hands. And the act was really great. And like I told Brett at the end, if nothing else, I think when people see him performing on the Strip in Vegas, that he'll make a lot more money because.
Was that true?
it is true. Now I should perform in Seattle, but I feel like every day I do take like, the selfies with people and stuff. I didn't expect it because, I only just auditioned and then that was it. But a lot of people do now recognize, and then they give me like the little tip, and I signed the little CD, like, because I sell my CDs now. So
Nice.
hey, I'll milk my 15 minutes.
You should, man. You deserve it. So Steven was right. Oh, I hate when he's right.
people now feel like they're connected to him.
Oh, yeah, he's smart. That's what I said. And he's probably cleaning up now. I mean, and now it's going to be it's a concert in this, like, I mean, but you know what? He sped up a song, and is that wrong? Or did you speed up the song? Or you can say I'm wrong.
Well, the thing is, a lot of people say that they saw my first audition and stuff, and it really, what they showed was like 5 to 10 seconds. So the second song that I brought, though, I did put a lot of riffs in it that were more busier, so it kind of gave the illusion that it was faster, but it was just really busy, and it had like all these arpeggios and 16th notes, like really fast moving notes, basically. So it was more, I guess, flashy.
I'm gonna take that win. You're great at describing things, by the way.
What?
It was like you're great at describing things.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you know a lot of words and you can put them together very well. Oh my gosh, sorry, I've been reacting all night. I don't know how to talk anymore. Fireworks show where at the end he had the blah, 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 getting all those little things in. And it's hard for me to judge if someone's good at a violin. But when they take a song that I already know and make it different, make it faster and busier, Brett, busier. And
Busier.
you know, because I think if they would have made it slower, I probably wouldn't have liked it much. Steven's on his phone. No, I'm gonna. I mean, I would. This is what I would think. I respect the skill. It just wasn't. I respect the skill. I'm from Chicago. For me, well, I respect the skill, and this was for me, and I do want to see him again because of him, his personality, and his skill. There you go. See, I didn't just do the personality and like you should be a comedian thing.
Yeah, I think that's what I explained last time we did a live, but the file got corrupted and it was like 3 hours of us talking about this.
I know.
But anyway, I had gone over
interview.
with Brett that just like a little recap of what I said was that after the show, I think I was remembered more for being funny and a comedian, which kind of like got me down because I wanted to like really put this footprint on the show that like I'm like a passionate like violinist and I have all these cool riffs and like these cool like dance moves, but people were so enthralled by the jokes that I didn't even think that were going to be that funny. I was just like saying what came to my head and showing like a little bit of who I am, but I thought that would be like the cherry on top, whereas now people are like, oh yeah, the guy that's funny on AGT, and now I'm like, no wait, but I'm a musician. So I appreciate it.
Sorry. You were funnier than every magician, but the guy that went tonight, the African American magician. He looks like he's like 16, but you were. But I cut you off. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that I did appreciate you acknowledging my violin skills because, like I said, when we last talked, I woke up one morning, but when I was getting ready to go play my violin on the street, like I always do. And I usually just check my notifications online. And this lady had left a Facebook comment on one of my personal posts. Now, I don't care if people naysay or whatever, or don't enjoy my audition or whatever. But as long as they don't go to my personal page and message me or comment on my posts about it, I had posted a selfie on a boat. And she said on the comments, saw your performance on AGT. You are very engaging and funny, but not talented at the violin. So I just blocked her. I wanted to say so much, but I was like, I just don't want to waste the energy on this like negative thing. I'm just gonna block her.
That means you made it, man. But you don't understand. Me and Steven have been ripping everyone. We ripped everyone in the semifinals tonight except 3 acts. As Marcos, are we pricks, assholes? Like we told a kid group of dancers that it was horrible and awful. Like we didn't.
Which group is that? Is that Acapop or XOMG?
No, well, we didn't like Acapop either. But no, the XMOG, I think.
Oh yeah, the little sparkly ones. I haven't seen their live performances because war flashbacks. But I
tonight we crapped on Acapop though. We yeah, and I'm always prejudging people first. It's like it's what I don't like someone until they give me a reason to like them. It's not a good way to look at life, guys. But that's That's what happens when you're stuck at home and you know, computer. Steven, anything to add before we are 19 minutes and counting left? We have 2 acts to go, baby.
No, I thought the act is really great, and like you said while we were watching the act, he's performing on the right night. I think this is a night where he could kind of stand out as one of the highlights, and he did that successfully.
Absolutely. With the Truth Hurts, we're going to be covering the rest of the show, of course. Keep with us. As my phone thing goes up. All right, let's end this on a positive note.
Yeah, I just want to say real quick that
Oh, yeah.
that review that you did of me was how I found your channel. Oops, sorry, did my camera just cut off?
No, you're good.
Oh, okay. That's how I found your channel with Steven. And I was most of all drawn to the channel because the dynamic between you and him are so different and you have such different viewpoints. I feel like you are the one that's more fun and it's just there for the ride. And you know what makes a good performance is the entertainment. And you're kind of just like that, you know, that I don't know how to explain it in words,
Like
but I feel like
emotional guy.
yeah,
Emotions.
you like to just have a good time. You can, it's a performance is either, you know, good or bad. But with Steven, it was more serious, and he's like the opposite of you, kind of where he'll kind of break down and analyze, and you know, he'll give feedback that can help the performance or point out what they could do better. So you have both sides of it. It's like 2 different reviews in one. It's not just 2 people telling you you did good, or one person, no, you did bad and you did good. It's something on a different dimension where they see it this unique way from each other, but also the symbiogy or like the chemistry you have also still blends together so well, even though you're so different.
He's the
So
best.
I just liked it.
He's the best partner I've ever worked with. We really feed off each other well. And we become really close. He's you know, he's 10 years older than me. I don't want to say a father figure, but he's one of my best friends. And he really does care about me. And in the show, I'll kind of play the dumb one that he can make fun of, because sometimes you have to have that. I don't act. But I'm like when I ranted at the computer, that was crazy. Maybe you guys could learn a thing or two about, about like that's craziness. But you're right, I do it in a fun, positive way, but I am mentally insane. Like, and I have a lot of mental issues, schizophrenia, bipolar, depression, but all that made me who I am. All that made me creative. And I take people's emotions and I see if they are telling some kind of a story in my mind to get me to feel them. And that's why my golden buzzer, I forgot his name. He's in a wheelchair and he sings. He's bald.
Oh, Ben, or what? Wait, what's his name?
Yeah,
Ben?
Ben Waiters. Ben Waiters.
Ben Waits.
I cried so hard, man. I cried. And Steven doesn't cry, but I love Steven, and a lot of people thought we were lovers when they first saw the show, and we're not. We both date. We only date 20-year-old girls. Marcos, what do you have to say about me and Steven's chemistry?
I think it's good. At times I think it's good, but I don't understand the chemistry that well, but because it's a little nutty, but for me it's okay, sometimes I'm if I'm being honest, sometimes I'm not okay with it because I think it's a little overboard sometimes, but
it's not a gimmick, that at least.
But you do feed off each other, and that's a good thing, and that's the part I like, but
So
But
this is
sometimes,
a
sometimes you
group.
kind of sometimes you get off the subject a little bit, and that's
Yes, we
what I
do. Yes, we do.
That's what I don't like.
I'm
But
just gonna set it up. They were already in the second position, which we really never seen anyone
Death.
move on from.
It's the death position. Just say it, man.
It's the death position. It's the death blow.
Going second.
And then how we exited it. There's
And I guess
another.
at least it didn't go bang as they were trying to sing. Though I
Yeah.
don't know why it's okay to poleaxe a comedian, but not a singing act.
I don't know. I agree that the song choice was nah, but their individual talent is amazing. I think I didn't really know that. I didn't really hear the acapella in it because I didn't hear the background. The background was not loud enough for me to see them as an acapella group. I saw individual singers singing very, very well, I may add, but it was not a great act. But individually, they have major skill. What did you think?
I hate this show. And I hate it even more because I completely agree with every single thing that Howie said. Every
Wow.
single thing. It sounded like a cafeteria talent show audition.
Oh,
Doing an original song is suicide when you're trying to get votes. They didn't even pitch perfect it where they mixed up a bunch of different pop songs. Why do I want
oh, I didn't get that. If there's pitch perfect, it means the movie pitch
I don't want-
perfect.
a bunch of kids sing an original song I don't care anything about with no story?
He's right.
They looked great, and a couple of the individual singers were okay. I think you guys are making way too much out of the soloists. The soloists by themselves, if they were singing alone, wouldn't be exceptional. They wouldn't be one of the best singers on the show.
So that was pretty much every we were every act today except two, maybe three. We hated. Let's just hear the last of Angelina's performance, just a little bit.
Okay, pause for a second. Because like we're saying it's totally different.
Yeah,
Play
of singing.
on the performance.
Why are you talking so much? Okay, cool. Well, you know what? I won't prejudge these guys. I guess I'll take back my F you and screw you. And another day I'll check out all your stuff. But you know, this was a crazy video right here, especially Alex coming in the middle of it. We're going to be now reacting to a lot of different stuff, and we're going to be starting off with the guitarist because we want to.
Is his name pronounced Alipa?
You know, let me check my hat.
Because I didn't know his name, but the amount his fans have reminded me and told me, thank you for
Okay.
replying to Alipo.
Alip
So now I know it.
Bata. Alip Bata.
Oh,
Yeah, it was badass that the guy put a link to our you know, channels in the description of his reaction.
I did not expect that video to go so big.
75 mil, I'm sorry, 1,000.
It's probably more now.
You know, I checked today. I thought
Isn't it like 80 now?
I thought it'd be 80 by now, but it's 75. But you know, this is going to the next one. We're going to be able to. He's going to do it again. You know, I'm going to send this
Right.
directly to him, and you know he's going to react to it. I mean, all I could do. Alex Rivers, America's Got Talent star. Alex Rivers. But in this one, ladies and gentlemen that tuned in for this crazy video, it could be for Patreon. Maybe it will be a little, we'll show you what we do on Patreon. But Alex Rivers, Marcos, great show. This is probably like an hour. But I'm going to sign out. I'm Brett Douglas of the Peace and Love Reaction Channel. You guys can do your own sign out.
okay.
Thanks for watching.
And you, sir.
Yeah, and thanks for inviting me, and thanks for watching, everybody.